Tensei. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the BNU channel. When you look up at the Alberta morning sky at 8:36 a.m. on July 29th, the full moon isn't where astrologically most horoscopes are telling you where it is. So welcome to your True Sky Alberta Astro Update. And why knowing the actual position of the sky, the moon in the sky, and the planets, astrologically changes everything you know about how we can work with this energy. Please subscribe to my channel. It is my intention to guide us all to experience more peace, joy, and love for the greatest good of all. Let me begin with the land acknowledgement. I respectfully acknowledge all Canadian Indigenous Treaty, Métis, and Inuit nations who share our home and native land. Hi, hi, Kinamoskatin, thank you with gratitude. So, are you feeling the Aquarian ideas or the Capricorn realities? The tropical narrative, which most astrological horoscopes like the standard seasonal whole house astrology, like the Hellenistic, which is considered the most accurate for classical timing, and the Pleiadian system being most accurate for time-based quadrant angles, claim the new moon to be in Aquarius at 6 degrees 30 seconds, meaning that we're using abstract innovation and group activism as a main point in our lives right now. Well, the topic centric Vedic considered the most accurate alignments and cycles. I was using it for a while because it was the closest one I could get. Currently places the new moon at 5 degrees of Sagittarius. This inaccuracy has been an ongoing issue for this astrologer, as it wasn't matching the actual planets in the sky. And since I'm not an astronomer, I was looking for a way to correct this. I do have this perfectionistic Virgo in my chart. Then, magically, as I was preparing this forecast, actually, I manifested my answer. An app called True Sky points a telescope south-southeast near the full moon around 8:30 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time for Saskatchewan and Alberta, where the moon is physically passing through the constellation of Capricorn, the sea goat, at 24.22 degrees, which is a 10 in numerology. We're going to get there in a bit here. All right, so why does this make such a big difference? Well, true sky matters. True sidereal astrology uses the visible constellations in the sky, like exactly where they're sitting. All right, it anchors us into the physical sky instead of detachment and high-minded ideas, and with this full moon in Capricorn. So the moon is at 24 degrees 22. And with the moon in Capricorn, you approach emotions with maturity and control. You need structure and achievement to feel secure. Your feelings are disciplined but deeply loyal. And this works with the I Ching for the one hexagram as well. The moon in house 5 wants us to have the joy and creativity to feed our emotional well-being. I'm encouraging you to have playful self-expression, great time for romance, and fun to feel satisfied. Children and creative products will bring out our nurturing instincts. And we want to be bringing out these nurturing, loving, instincts during this time, as we need to be working closer together. Sharing is caring. Okay. Right. This is the astrological chart for Alberta and Saskatchewan, with the moon sitting right here. The numerology for this full moon. So I took the date, July 29th, in the year of 2026, and they added together to be 36 plus 10, which is 46. Then I took 46, 4 plus 6 to equal a 10, and then I reduced 10 down to a 1 by adding 1 plus 0. Right? The moon degree at 24.22, I just went 2 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2. So 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. And again, I reduced it to a number 1. 10 reduces to a 1 plus 0, and it equals a 1. Everybody follow that? How we got to a 1, right? We're just adding the numbers together. It's just important to note that when we're adding a month and a day, we add the years separately. So it's like July 29th, and then we add the 2026, which is a 10 as well. Okay, so just surrounded by 10s, which reduced to 1s here, which I'm going to talk about now. What this means for us during this full moon in Capricorn. Okay, so this is the one card in the new oracle deck that I'm creating. Each card embodies a high energetic frequency words, and I align them numerologically, so with the number on the card. For example, 1 embodied and creates a numerological 1 vibration and perfectly blends messages of the numerology, the tarot, and the I Ching. So I bring it all together to create an oracle card and deck. And I also have the ancestors and my guides guiding me within all of this, of course. I also add feng shui into it and use the traditional colors that would be associated with these numbers in the I Ching. All right, the numbers on the left side of the card, so for this one, the 6, the 10, the 19, the 28, 37, 46, speak to other numbers which will provide further messages to guide you on your journey. So if you're seeing the number 6 a lot, or 46, or a 19, or you're hearing them, then you want the meanings of those numbers, they're all different, will assist you and guide you. That's the way that our ancestors and our guides speak to us, is through numbers. Will guide us to more messages and to wisdom and what we need to be doing to take action. Okay, so I've included those numbers. The message and also the date, the timing of this card is between May 21st and June 20th. And specifically for us, it will be looking at like, hey, what did we start in May 21st? Or between June 20th, just before the summer solstice. And how are we initiating this practice for August to September, and then for a year from now? And I'll talk more about that in a minute. So the message of this card is you are being guided to embody creative source energy into physical form through action and perseverance. It is time to bring your vision into the material world through your daily perseverance and authentic conduct. Align your being with love, order, justice, and wisdom to serve the greatest good. It's asking you, how will you authentically bring daily structured action aligned with love, joy, and steadfast wisdom to life for the highest good? Refocus your short term goals. I just finished saying this for August 23rd to September 22nd of this year, and your long term goals for May to June 20th, 2026, just in time for next summer. All right. Okay. The moon is illuminating Pluto. This full buck moon is illuminating Pluto in the 5th house, and this brings an intense, deep transformation energy to the areas of creativity, romance, self-expression, and personal joy. Our creative outlets and artistic pursuits are never superficial. They are profound, cathartic channels for self-discovery and emotional release. This could bring intense romantic relationships. You have to you want to be seeking absolute psychological depth, passion, and authenticity in romance. Surface level connections will hold little appeal, and relationships often act as mirrors for our personal evolution and vulnerability. Relationships often act as mirrors for our personal evolution and vulnerability. I hope you know by now it's never about them. It's about how are you learning from them to transform your boundaries to be in your love and light, not for approval, not for self-sacrifice, not as a victim, but as a profound connection to peace, joy, play, and love. All right. It's the process of learning how to relax, have fun, and embrace spontaneity, and can involve working through deeper themes of control, letting go, and unearthing authentic desires. This is important because right now, with all these transits happening, and our world getting a little more controlling with inflation and the oil and things like that, we have to make a decision of really how are we going to play peacefully, or are we going to be aggressors, right? And I'm choosing peace. Okay, so just so you all know. And again, it's not like codependency or like I'm going to step up and I'm going to do my part to really actively help my community with food drives in whatever way is necessary. Okay. Passionate self-expression. You project a magnetic, powerful presence when you're sharing who you are with the world and leaving a lasting impact on those who witness your creations or performance. So I really believe that all of us at this time who are energetically aligned are being called to really step up and out to help others, to lead, to guide, to support others through our creations. All right. Now, this also aligns with Jupiter and Leo, which is in the 6th house in Alberta, expands through creative expression. You're blessed with charisma and generosity. Self-expression brings opportunities. We're focusing on friendships, community involvement, our social circles, and how we can be supportive in our communities and be optimistic about the future and drawing and looking at humanitarian causes to benefit the entire collective. All right. So being optimistic is important. We are able to transmute energies of anger and war and whatever, all the fear in the world and around us right now, to love. And how are we going to support? How do we help people? How can we support our communities and help our families? Okay. All right. They say that if you want to end war, you begin by bringing peace into your family and making peace with them. Again, peace can be as simple as like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to talk to you, but I'm not going to talk bad about you. I'm not going to throw you under the bus, right? I'm just going to let it be, let things lie where they are. I'll be polite, right? I expect you to be polite back. It's peace. It's a negotiation. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, I want to talk about the Sabian symbol because this, just again, I just am always so surprised at how it all really works. I mean, I am going to make a video to explain how the Sabian symbols work, so I don't have to talk about it each time in these videos. All right, watch for that video. It's coming. The Sabian symbol of 24 degrees fits with the reality over inflation and the actual value of our goods. The Sabian symbol is an Oriental rug dealer in a store filled with precious ornamental rugs. The symbol speaks of knowing how to appraise the worth of things, to be able to buy and sell market products for sale, taking pride in the products of our culture, and the buying of useful and beautiful things is a reasonable position, and the claims about the products to be used are tried and true. There may be a feeling of a needing to reassess our attitudes, particularly if there's desire to get the better of others. You definitely don't want to be doing that right now. You may feel the need of physical and mental practices of Oriental traditions that are available. Refinement of cultural understanding of values, making things, for example, bargains, bartering, selling, charging a fair price. The sales pitch. Products of the East. I'm thinking the oil there. Stalls, etc. Bargaining only to personal advantage, appreciating excellence versus giving undue um, to unworthy goods, the archetypical used card salesman, and peddling. All right, so consider oil, for example. Right now in Alberta, could really gain from the sale of our oil and gas, since two of the current world's largest sellers are currently blocked at sea. This is affecting the stock markets. One might want to just be aware of that. An article from Rutherford 2024 reports that in Clearwater Peavine, one of the 8 Métis settlements located here in Alberta, within about a 4-hour drive from Edmonton, 4 or 5 hours, there is an oil deposit there that produces 20,500 barrels of oil per day. I used to work out there. The oil trucks go steady. All right. Like I said, 4 or 5 hours away. And yet, we are being gouged at the pumps for oil problems that are increasing inflation, which in my mind should really not apply to us. The cost of delivering goods with our Alberta oil and gas does not create inflation. It's right here. It's right next door. It's not far. And yet, our prices are like $1.72 a liter. And probably the highest. I bet we're higher than the US for sure, and probably most countries, which is why? Like, it just seems wrong. feel we're being taken for a ride. This inflated economy asks, are we being charged fair prices? There is a need to find better bargains. The United Farmers Association sells gas way less than these other pumps do. All right, they do. And get more out of our dollars. Okay, so again, this includes selling and trading in stock markets and possible restructuring of our money systems. It's a good idea to have backup plans, to have cash on hand. There's solar flares and energy happening right now with that too. It's just always a good idea to have a backup plan. Extra water, food, perhaps start using bikes. Maybe we just all start using bikes during the summer, and the Alberta government will switch their policy on gas in our province. Anyway, this is my beef, not yours. Um, I've added a link to the Sabian symbols below so that you can go and just check them out because they're really well done and I just find them so really wonderful and fun. All right. Oh, that's all. Here are my references that I used in this slideshow for Alberta Astro Report. And hey, please like, share, and subscribe. And I do hope you found this useful and helpful. I know a little on my poly-ticked moment there. But if we can figure out a way to just make it more affordable and better for every Alberta and Saskatchewan person, we're going to be living in a much better, loving, and peaceful world. Thank you again. Kinamoskatin. See you next week.